Hey, what's up, everyone? Jared McDonald here, and I just wanted to make this quick live video and just share a little bit about my story. I've been an addict my whole life. A lot of people think like they see these weight loss guys or women online, these really fit people and bodybuilders. And I'm not a bodybuilder by any means, but most of them have never really like they've been working out since they were like teenagers, playing sports and whatever else. So they've always been into it. Some of them have really taken control of their health and lost a lot of weight, which is really cool. I'm kind of on the latter end. I used to be overweight. I was 50 pounds heavier than I am today. And this was about 7 years ago when I first got married. This was all through college. My whole life, I actually was kind of overweight, a little bit chubby, not like terrible. But as time went on and years went on, I fluctuated a lot, went between like 180 pounds to like 220 pounds, and fluctuated 40 pounds over the course of like a 5-year span. And I was the guy who was like, hit the gym every day, run 8 miles a day. This is what I was doing in college. I'd run like 6 to 10 miles a day. I'd hit the gym and I'd lift hard and I'd do all these like crazy supersets and like all sorts of stuff. Right. And I wasn't really seeing the results that I wanted. I never was able to get lean down and wasn't able to ever really like get where I wanted. And part of it was I was lying to myself, and I was actually a food addict. Amongst other things, I started actually going to 12-step groups for a lot of years. And I don't really normally share this with people, so I'm sharing with you guys now. Happy to share because I know this can affect other people. A lot of times we go, I'm totally addicted to sugar, but we don't realize that it's a true thing. It's a real thing. Food addiction is actually they are changing the order of addictive substances. So they've actually found that things like pornography and sex are more addictive than like cocaine and meth and pretty much any other substance out there, alcohol. It's a natural addiction, but they're actually finding that food, they call it food porn, food is even more addictive than sex and pornography, which is really, really fascinating, especially the stuff that, a lot of food industry is making nowadays with the combination of oils and fats and chemicals and MSG and sugar and all that kind of stuff. And so I used to find myself hiding, eating food. Like as a kid even, it was amazing. I used to hide like candy wrappers in the couch thinking like my parents wouldn't find it. I've got type 1 diabetes too. So like bad combination, right? I've had type 1 diabetes since I was 4. And I used to hide candy wrappers in the couch thinking my parents will never find this. Little did I know I should have just thrown it away and they would have never found it. But like I used to hide and sneak, and like I'd find myself in college, like, like eating food, like when nobody was around. And anyway, it was kind of a detrimental thing for my health, physically and emotionally, mentally, spiritually, relationships, every area of my life, socially. It was tough. And I spent many years, about 8 years, 9 years, going through addiction recovery to heal myself, to recover and heal my body and my brain and my soul and my mind. And then along kind of as I went through my journey towards the end of it, I kind of stumbled upon something by almost, well, I mean, I think it was definitely at the right time for the right thing. I believe that all things happen for a reason. So this was perfect for me. But I found at this time that I learned about health, and I learned how my body actually works, and I learned how to optimize my health, and wasn't actually trying to lose weight at the time. I was mostly doing this for my wife's health. This was just after we got married, and started changing how I ate, and started changing my life and how I thought and my thinking processes, and started addressing my metabolism and things like that. And look back, and I was down like 35 pounds, and I was like, whoa, like what just happened, right? And then since then I've lost a little bit more, and I've maintained good muscle tone. And of course now this is what I do for a job. It's what I do for my profession. My mission is help people take control of their health, generally business owners who are busy and hardworking people who don't have time and really want to optimize their health and feel amazing and feel like they don't have the control over that area of their life, even though in other areas of their lives they're in complete control and they're able to achieve the goals they want, except for this is the area they haven't. So that's kind of what led me on my journey. That's how I got here. And I have a process that I figured out over the years of spending tens of thousands of hours researching and even more on dollars in learning how to do this. And we have a process now that takes control of people's health, and it literally optimizes your health. I have 100% success rate with it because everybody gets healthier and everybody loses weight. The average is 20 to 45 pounds in 6 weeks, and there's no exercise involved or any of the typical stuff that you have to do for weight loss, or the typical weight loss approaches like calorie counting or pills or shakes or exercise, that kind of stuff. It's just really about rebooting the body's metabolism so that you can lose weight and do it permanently. And I've been able to maintain it now for about 7 years. And I believe that there's basically three components, well, four components to achieving long-term health. And the first is understanding where you are and taking an audit of your life and developing a plan and a system that's going to work for you. That's actually what I do for my clients. The second thing is I've found that you have to reboot up here, your mindset work. We call it mindset mastery in the program. And I help people change the way they think, the way they view themselves. We break through these processes that keep us unhealthy, not just physically, but spiritually, mentally, emotionally, financially, and create the lives that we want to create. So you have to reboot that part of it. One of my kind of slogans I always say is, if you want to lose weight, you have to get the body, and do it permanently, you have to get the body healthy. And in order to get healthy, you got to think healthy too. So that's the second component. The third component of really achieving your goals long-term, as far as weight loss and really any goal. But so the first is understanding where you're at and having a plan. Second is rebooting the mental and emotional parts of it. The third is rebooting the physical, kind of the metabolism parts of it. In order to lose weight permanently, you have to address the metabolism. You have to reboot it and be able to get the body optimally functioning. If you want to have high energy and perform your best at your business and on your calls and with your clients, then you gotta perform optimally and have energy to do that. And the only way to do that is to get your metabolism functioning right. If you want your car to go fast and you want it to have good, work well and perform properly, and I guess a better analogy would be, if you want your airplane to do its job correctly, you can't fuel it with just unleaded fuel, right? It's not going to work. Our bodies are like jet fighter pilots or fighter planes, and then we have to fuel them with the right things and reboot the metabolism. And the metabolism is the engine that runs your car. And if your car is not functioning right, you got to check the engine first. That's the major thing. You can't change the tires and put a new muffler on it and whatever else people do to their cars to make it work. You got to change the engine. So that's where the metabolism reboot comes in. Now, the last component to long-term success that I found, along with the making a plan, rebooting up here, rebooting the metabolism, is learning how to actually do that long term and do it sustainably. Like, I don't think it's sustainable to eat, chicken and broccoli all day long. I don't think it's sustainable to eat fat for the rest of your life and only fat and protein all the time, pretty much. It's not actually healthy for you. I don't think it's sustainable to have to kill yourself over, in the gym for long periods of time. It's actually not healthy for you. I don't think it's healthy to not ever eat treats and snacks and indulge and enjoy those things. I don't think any of those things are sustainable, to have to count macros and calories your whole life. So you have to create sustainability with it. And that's one of the components that I incorporate in my program. So those are 4 things that I found, as far as having lost the weight and kept it off and broken through a lot of my own addictive cycles and been through that whole process, and then coached hundreds, thousands even of other people, and how to break through that as well, is those 4 components. Having a plan, a system to follow that works every time, that's going to help get your body and your mind right, and then rebooting your mind, rebooting your body, and then learning how to do it long term. So anyway, that's what I do in my program. If you're interested, I'd love to chat with you. And you're welcome to message me, and we can schedule a time to chat. I'm happy to share a little bit more about it, but just want to share my story with you guys. Hopefully it's inspiring to anybody who may be struggling with those types of things. If you've battled with known addiction or unknown addiction, as I call it, like, most people don't believe they're addicts or that they struggle with addiction. And that's a whole different conversation by itself. But most people are dealing with addictive cycles in their brain, and that's why they stay overweight. And they haven't reset their brain, reset the body, and learned how to do it long term. So anyway, you guys are awesome. I hope this helps. I know you guys can do it. I've done it. And I know, like, people say that, but, like, honestly, if I can do it, the guy who my friends used to call me the snack king, who literally had treats and snacks like all the time, everywhere, I'd stop at the gas station, and I had like Maverick, and buy like Maverick's a gas station in Utah, for people who don't know. But I'd buy like the candy bars. They'd have like a big bucket of candy bars. It was like 2 for $3. And I'd go there like every day, right? Like twice sometimes. It was bad. And I was constantly like eating. And so if I can do it, like you can too. And I mean that. I know you can. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter what your past has been. It doesn't matter what you tried. It doesn't matter if you've lost and gained before. It doesn't matter your age. I think I said age, your sex. It doesn't matter like if you're male or female, if you're 70 or if you're 25. It really doesn't matter. I've seen people of all ages, all walks of life, of all, events or circumstance who've tried and failed and had different experiences. Like it's possible. You just have to have the right plan. You have to reboot the mental part, the physical and metabolism part, and then learn how to do it long term in a sustainable way. So anyway, if this is helpful for you guys, let me know. I'd love to hear your comments and your thoughts in the comments below. Let's encourage each other. Let's help each other, and I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.